World's Strongest Man takes place from the 15th of May to the 18th of May, and we finally know the events.
A very energetic intro today, Laurence, because this is big news.
Big news, the events have been released, and we're going to start off with the events for the heats of World's Strongest Man. 25 athletes competing at this year's show.
Yeah.
5 events in the heats. Now, I know there's going to be complaints about some...
5 events in the heats, 5 events in the final. I want more events. I don't want less, I want more.
Well, 10 events is a good amount of events. However, I'd like to see... the athletes have to do all 10 against each other. But I don't get what I want. We have 5 events in the heats, and actually we have a decider. So for some athletes, only 4 events in the heats.
Yeah. Oh, right. We'll go into that in a second. Let's start with event number 1, which is going to be on Thursday, the 15th of May.
We are starting off the competition with the Tesla loading medley.
Yeah, so they're going to be loading sandbags into the back of a Tesla Cybertruck.
Indeed.
Very interesting. It's going to be 4 sandbags weighing somewhere between 120 to 150 kilos. Now, we don't know the surface this is going to be on or anything like that. We don't know the distance either.
20 metres.
Oh,
20 metre course, 4 sandbags.
Is it me or is it not that challenging?
It's challenging.
Oh,
it's challenging,
okay.
Especially if they are going 20 metres with each bag. That's actually quite a distance.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
I think it'll be slightly shorter than that, personally.
Okay.
But 4 sandbags, 20 metres each, especially if they're pushing up towards the 150 kilos, that will get challenging, particularly in the heat. However, pretty standard event,
Very standard.
Nothing too exciting about it. It's going to be a bit of a race. We've seen plenty of loading events start things off at World's Strongest Man before.
Yeah.
We've never seen them load into the back of a Tesla.
Well, there you go.
Event number 2, very standard event at World's Strongest Man. They're going to be doing deadlift for reps. 350 kilos, there or thereabouts, the deadlift globes that they have at World's Strongest Man. So the bar on this, not an axle, but slightly thicker than a standard deadlift bar.
Yeah, and I believe because it's the bigger globes, they stand on a platform, don't they? So it's a standard height deadlift, essentially.
Yeah, 349, 770 pounds, 4 repetitions.
Yeah, normal. I guess it's what you'd expect weight-wise in the heat stages.
No problem.
Yeah.
So that's day 1 over and done with. Day 2, they are starting off with Titan's Toss. How do you feel about Titan's Toss?
Listen, I'm a child, so you probably shouldn't ask me. Titan's Toss is very, very interesting. So they are doing this for speed. It's a race, essentially. It's head-to-head. Now, they have to do up to 10 15-kilo sandbags, but it's not just height, it's distance also. So each one is set further and further away, isn't it?
Correct. I think it's going to be 2 from each. I think so. We'll probably start off at about 6 metres where they have to do 2, 7 metres, 8 metres, 9 metres, and then finally 2 at 10 metres.
Right. And it's not that high what they're throwing over. It's like...
No, we've certainly seen higher platforms, but we've never seen this format where they go away from the fence.
Yeah, it's interesting because it changes everything, really, doesn't it, in terms of trajectory and all that kind of stuff.
The one thing that I worry about this event, and I'm sure they've thought about it, is what if someone misses?
Well, yeah, it's a bloody long way to
run. Do they have to run back and get the sandbag?
And then run back again?
Yeah. We'll have to see how this one works.
Will there be spares?
I think if it goes well, it's going to look visually pretty cool.
It would be cool,
but I think there's a lot that can go wrong in an event like this.
Yeah.
I actually think this could be great for some of the newer guys that maybe not the strongest guys, but they're athletic, great throwers.
Great tossers.
There's certain athletes that you can see doing very well on events like this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Event number 4 in the heats is the Rogue Overhead Medley. On this one, we have a dumbbell, a circus barbell, a log, and an axle. 2 reps on each. The dumbbell is 90 kilos. Then each of the other implements is going to be 150 kilos.
Yeah. Now, this is the same weight that they're using at Europe's. Now, we don't know when this video is going to go out. Europe's hasn't happened yet, though, has it for us? So I think
Europe's has a different implement in there.
They have the safe lift instead
World's
of
Strongest Man have got the circus barbell, which we've seen before at Worlds.
Yeah. But I think Europe's is going to give us a really good idea of what to expect from the guys on this event. We don't yet know if a lot of guys are likely to finish this. We're going to learn a lot from Europe's, aren't we?
We will. I mean, on paper, it sounds quite light.
It does, but 8 reps.
Exactly. And I was going to say, 8 reps with a 150 kilo implement we've seen in any competition is good.
That's a lot, yeah.
So I think if anyone can get through this they're going to be scoring decent points, and then obviously it'll be whoever does it the fastest. But
Yeah.
you look at a log for reps in competition, axle for reps with 150 kilos, you don't often see 8 reps. That's winning reps.
Yeah. I wonder if at Europe's, like, a lot of guys are absolutely smashing this. I wonder if there would be any adjustments to the weights going forward, or if this is set in stone because the equipment has been made at that weight specifically.
I'm going to tell you, it's harder than it sounds.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I think it will catch a lot of people out. Not just the weight, like each individual implement on its own, not that challenging.
Yeah.
But to go from each implement to perhaps a different technique that you need, dumbbell at 90 kilos, not too hard, but you've got to do the dumbbell, then do the circus dumbbell. The circus dumbbell, quite challenging to clean.
Yeah.
Axle, very challenging to clean. And you've got that as your last thing, having to do 2 reps. It will get hard, trust me.
Yeah, and we see this and talk about this on ladders and medleys all the time, don't we? On paper, sometimes they look easy, but then, the deadlift ladder only ends at 380 kilos, but realistically, how many people finish it when they're running through and having to do it as quick as possible?
How people train on this will be interesting as well. I'm going to be making sure my athletes are focusing on speed.
Yeah.
Your technique might be different to, say, what you do on a max log. You may be looking to one motion the log on this type of lift. The axle, you're going to be looking to be really quick on that transition from the stomach up to the shoulders. So the little things you can do in training could make a big difference when it comes to this event in the contest. So this is the interesting one. There is no stone off at World's Strongest Man 2025. Instead, we have the stone medley. Second and third place will take on each other in a stone medley where they have to press a stone overhead, they have to shoulder a stone, they have to carry a stone, and then they have to load a stone. Third place will go first, and then second place has the advantage of seeing what they do and trying to beat it.
Right. I have mixed feelings about this.
Of course.
I am so happy they've changed the event. And this is great because it tests them in 4 different ways. It's really going to make it far less predictable going forward. However, it is still a stone off because it is still only second and third place. I would love for every man to be able to do this because I think we miss opportunities for some really exciting battles. Say, 4th place was half a point behind 3rd place. There would be so much more at stake if more guys were in the mix.
I totally agree. And being someone that's been in that position before,
yes,
I agree
it's so
more.
frustrating.
But this is what it is.
Yes, and I think it's a positive step forward, but it's not enough steps forward for my liking. I know I'm whiny and needy, but I want what I want, and I just want to see that all the guys do it.
I understand it.
Because for some guys, it's just 4 events. They'll go all that way and do 4 events.
I think I am disappointed in that. This
and one of them is like an almost experimental event with the Titans toss.
Yeah, it's the events. They're not exciting me. The events at the moment for the heats. Anyway, the stone block weighs 122 kilos. The Investone to shoulder is 160. The Husafel carry, I don't know the distance that they've got to carry as of now, is 180 kilos, and then it's 180 to 200 kilo stone load as the last stone. So
it's going to be interesting.
Some athletes might look at this and think brilliant. Other athletes might be like, that's a bit more awkward than I'd like.
Great for Marius. Like there are Marius. Where am I living? In the early noughties, there is a lot of guys that if it was a standard stone run, if they were up against a more established guy, they would really struggle. This, I think, is a bit of an equaliser.
Yeah, very much so. And like when you look at all the events, loading, very easy to make a mistake on.
Yeah.
This throwing event, very easy to make a mistake on.
And we don't know what's
We
going to
will
happen.
See surprises get to the finals.
We will, yeah.
Obviously, we don't know the groups yet, but we will have surprises.
We don't even know the full lineup yet, to be fair.
No, so... Yeah, that's the events for the heats. Then we have the final starting on the 17th of May, and we're starting off with the knack, carry, and the knack or the knack?
It's knack.
The knack,
yeah.
Carry and hoist.
Yeah.
They have to do a Zercher carry. We've not seen this at World's Strongest Man before.
No.
200 kilos, 20 meters into a 7-meter hoist, arm over arm hoist.
Yeah, so it's going to be a vertical pull essentially, isn't it?
Indeed.
Interesting start to the competition. Again, it's one of those things people could very easily make mistakes. Like you say, we don't see Zercher carry at Worlds or at really any of this level
we've
competition.
seen plenty of like cone and circle, which is a similar type of move, but this is carrying a yoke type implement in a straight line.
Yeah.
Event number 2, we are going to see an 18-inch max deadlift in the final. Now, I know a lot of people have been looking forward to an event like this being back at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2020 we saw Alexei Novikov do this event. This, we're going to see some big weights lifted on.
Yeah, it's going to start at about, like, just shy of about 400 kilos. They will be wearing suits and allowed straps as well. So it's going to be...
The current World's Strongest Man record is 537.5 kilos.
Okay, interesting. So that must be what Alexei did in 2020 then, because they have their World's Strongest Man.
I think we will see that broken.
Yeah. I think there's a high chance it is.
Another interesting event for the final this year is there is going to be a Hercules hold. What do you think about this one?
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. It's going to shake it up, definitely. I don't mind a Hercules hold. In a 5-event final, I don't like a Hercules hold. If it was the 6th event or 8th, I wouldn't mind it. I like grip being tested in competition. I just think when there's only 5 events, it wouldn't be one of my first choices personally.
No. And then we're going to Sunday, the finals day. We're going to start off with the Flintstone press for max. Now, this one is exciting.
This one is, yeah.
And
the Arnold's has made me more excited.
Yeah, we saw this very similar event to this at the Arnold's this year.
Yeah.
And the only criticism I had at that was they had only 4 rounds. Whereas this, they will keep going till...
Yeah, I hope they have quite a lot of jumps available for the guys.
I think we will see some big weights go up.
Yeah.
It's going to start off about 175 kilos. If you're in the final and you're not making that, you probably shouldn't be there.
Everyone
they are all going to be making
yeah.
that. I think we're going to see well into the mid 200s.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of guys go over 250. I think the most we've ever seen is 270. Not in World's Strongest Man or Strongman, but in the gym, Kuklayev, we've seen do that kind of weight.
Yeah.
We saw the 250 mark at Arnold's.
Yeah, it was about that. I can't remember. It was only a couple of weeks ago. But I'm just thinking, it's only 2 events on the Sunday, the Flintstone and the Atlas Stones. I hope that means that they're expecting the Flintstone lift to go on a long time because there are a lot of weight jumps. Because when they did it in 2022, there were a lot of ties.
Yes.
A lot of ties. And I would like to see far fewer ties this time around.
I totally agree, especially as they've only got 5 events.
Yes, come on.
World's Strongest Man, make it happen.
Please.
And then we are finishing with the classic World's Strongest Man event at this point, the Atlas Stones, 150 to 210 kilos. No problem with this as the final event in the final. But my only criticism, I'd like to see more than 5 events.
Yeah,
I think if you are deciding the World's Strongest Man, 5 events is not enough.
No.
I'm sure there's reasons they will give that it's only 5 events.
Well, they've condensed it, haven't they, into fewer days. So 2 days of heats, 2 days of final, fewer athletes this year.
I think there's positive, like having 2 max events in the final.
It's cool.
It's pretty cool, you know, you're going to have to be strong. But for me, I think when it comes to elite level in any sport, whether it's sports like tennis, whether it's darts, you know, the longer format tends to find the very best.
Yes, it does, yeah.
You know, you have lots of competitions where 4 or 5 events is fine for some competitions. But when you're talking World's Strongest Man, in my opinion, the final needs to be a minimum of 8 events.
The problem with the far fewer events is one small mistake is more punishing.
Yeah.
And you could almost fluke into a great performance. It's like you don't get the opportunity to even test consistency as much. So it's, you know.
I hope it's a great competition, and I can't, you know, we support all Strongman, but with all these other shows kind of closing the gap, World's Strongest Man needs to do something to get themselves as the established competition once again, and I feel this is kind of...
It's shrinking a little.
A little.
It's becoming a little bit
Come on,
smaller,
guys.
a bit less.
Give us what we want.
Give that man what he wants before he has a hernia.
I know.
Look at him. He's so dramatic.
Anyway, it is what it is. These are the events for World's Strongest Man. So we've got 5 events in the heats, 4 events really. 2 guys will do the final stone decider. And then in the final we have 5 events. 2 max events in there, which is cool. But yeah, me personally, I'd like to see more events.
Yeah.
That is my preference.
And
I know some people agree, some people don't.
Yeah. Everything's subject to change also. So if there are any changes, I mean, there might be changes before we publish this damn video. If there are, we'll do it as a pinned comment in the comments.
Indeed,
so we can keep on top
we
of
will.
those
Let us know your thoughts as always, guys. Do you agree with us? Do you like these events? Is there any events you wish you could see added to World's Strongest
I don't
Man?
hate the events. I would like to point out.
there's some
I like the
quite cool
I love
events.
the Flintstone lift. I love the change to the stone. I just wish everyone was doing it. Excited for a max 18-inch deadlift also, like the first one.
There's some great events. So I think, that we'll see some good performances. The athletes, as an athlete, once you're told the events, you just got to focus on it.
Yeah, laser focus. There we go.
Let us know your thoughts, guys. Subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you guys next time.